All right. We are live. But I just want to see. I believe that I can be heard okay. So, let's get this party started. Today, or tonight I should say, we're going to be checking out the West Coast USA updates. Been told that there are some secrets, which will be pretty cool to find. I think we will start at the refinery. This is like the main part of the update that most people have seen or that most people know about. Maybe we'll do some more car customization later on if we have time. You're just stopping by the stream. I appreciate it. I think we'll go for another hour stream and then see where that takes us. There we go. So I personally have already explored a little bit of this new update. I haven't gone too in depth because I wanted to be able to record some videos. So most of this will still be new for me. Just wait for it to load in a little bit. I do have a bit of an older computer, so the game won't always run perfectly. But I'm able to play the game and I'm able to live stream, which I didn't think the computer could handle. So, should be able to continue making content. There we go, now everything's loading in. Perfect. I don't know what's going on over there, but you can still drive on this, right? Oh yeah. Alright, I will be right back. I have to go fix some stuff around the house. Hopefully by the time I get back, everything will be fixed. Alright, I am back. Let's continue. And everything loaded in. Perfect. Alright. Let's see. What should we drive around? There is a road version of the offroader. I don't know how to say that. So use that one. New car. New section of the map. If you can call this a car. So gotta kinda, I don't know what you'd call this. This is just kinda like a dirt pit. Nothing to really see down here. If anybody is in the chat and you have any suggestions of where I should go, let me know. I'd be happy to acknowledge some requests. Oh, this is a cool little lighthouse. Got a nice parking lot. And I'm guessing if anybody who watches this is into BeamNG, they've probably already seen most of this map. Be kind of cool for drag racing. Got a little building right over here. Got the tunnels, which are very nice. The roads on this map are very in-depth and very fun to drive on. I don't remember seeing these out here. Pretty nice attention to detail. Let's see. Believe, yes. This entire building right here is brand new. And I've been told that there are two ways to enter. One of which is by driving on the road like a normal person. And the other way is through the pipelines. But I do not know where I'm going. So let's see. Yeah, because this used to never be here. This used to be closed off. So what we'll do, we'll take the road for now. We don't want to go too fast. We want to soak in all of this new content. This looks like a steel yard. Massive building. I don't know how I missed this the first time that I played on the new map. Tunnel down there, we will have to check that out. Ooh, pouring the molten steel, that's pretty cool. And then there's more steel beams. Obviously the whole factory. Now what I want to see, what do these lead to? Entire lower level. Turn on the headlights for this. Oh. Oh, I can't drive tonight. This is crazy. Guessing that's that other tunnel. And it looks like if you wanted to, you could go lower. Oh yeah, there's a ramp right here. Alright. Oh, this is a big sewer system. I'm gonna get into a more off-road suited vehicle. I think we'll go with the rally version of the Sunburst. I think the rally would be better than the off-road. Guess check out what's down here. Oh, it is a dead end. Alright. That's alright. Turn on these fog lights. Oh, whoa, what is this? I did not mean to crash right there. Well, it looks like right here. There's a bunch of wastewater. I want to check out that pipe right back there, but I also want to see what's up here. Alright, so there's just more tunnels. perfect jump. Oh. Gotta be careful when you're driving in these tunnels. The water just pulls you every which way. Believe. Yeah, this just brings you right back to where we were before. Right into the rear of the factory. Now I saw a clip on YouTube. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. I saw a clip on YouTube. Someone absolutely sending it. Oh, perfect. Someone absolutely sending it through these tunnels, and it looked very fun. Ooh. Alright, that was a bit of a hard hit. But I think it's time to check out that tunnel right here. And then after, we will go to Utah to test out the off-road the off-road truck that we built in the last live stream. The water is very grabby. Looks like we have 2 tunnels. We'll stick to the right side. Oh! So that's where those tunnels go. Alright. So we're right back to where we just were. Now, I haven't heard about any other secrets on this map yet. But if you have any that you'd like to share, let me know down in the comments. Because I can guarantee that there's something that I've missed. This is a big expansion to the map. Obviously we have these nice new stretches of highway that we will be able to drive on, hopefully in the near future. Alright, but with that, is off to Utah. Start right at the tourist area in which we left off. Let's see. We ended off last night with the Autobella Stambeco, and we built our custom Utah specific build, I guess, or spec, Utah spec, if you will. And when jumping off the rock with the side-by-side, we discovered a nice little trail down here, so I think it would be the perfect time to attempt this trail. And we will start from the very bottom at the road. And unlike with the side-by-side, I'm going to start with all the diffs locked. And this is an air-cooled engine powering our truck, so we have to make sure not to over rev it too much so we don't overheat the whole engine. We're definitely going to need a little bit of clutch work as well to really keep this truck moving. Watch out for that tree right there. It's actually handling all of this very well, but I think we're going to have to shift it into the low range box. At least for this part of the trail. And it handled it with ease. That was really impressive. Shift it back up. The engine is heating up a little bit, so we'll let it run. And I also need to plan out my path as well. We are going up here, so we want to follow these rocks. Trying to think of what the best way would be. I feel like just going straight up it might be a bit difficult, but driving at an angle on the side of the hill will probably roll it, so I think going straight up is our best bet. I'm going to try not to destroy the truck before we get there. Alright, switch it into the low range box. And I think something else that we're going to do is, that's the range box. That's locking the diffs. Alright, but I think what we're going to do is going to deflate the tires just a little bit. So we have a little bit more grip. And hopefully that won't happen. Alright, slid a little bit. This could be bad. I think we are going to have to find a different way up. Or maybe not. Alright, looks like we're going to have to find a new way. A new path. And the engine is starved of oil because we were facing uphill for so long. Kind of let everything work itself out as we find a new path. Try to stay as even as possible. But I think if we floor it, there we go. Made it up past that really difficult spot. I'm trying not to rev the engine too much because it is starting to heat up and we don't want that oil to start boiling. And what we'll do, we'll stop the engine so that it'll cool off. We don't have access to the lights. There we go. We can already see how much the engine is cooling down. So we will start going again. Don't want to stop for too long. So then nobody's gonna watch the live stream. Does seem like it doesn't have enough torque to really get the wheels spinning at the low RPMs, which is weird. Normally it's the other way around. But it is handling this whole trail fairly well. Even through that bit. There we go. Oh, and there goes our mirror. Well, we aren't going to be able to keep the whole thing intact. It's better to have the mirror go than anything else. Rather have the mirror go than a wheel. Oh. That was lucky. We got so lucky there. I did not know that this mine shaft was here. But that works out perfectly. If my computer will stop lagging. Alright. Left or right? I feel you can never go wrong with right. And if this was the wrong choice, we can always just go back. Think we may have made the right decision. Because look at that. I didn't know that was there. We're right back where we started. Top Rock Garage and Information Center. Oh, I was looking at the stream and I flipped it. But it's alright because we're gonna be back here anyway. Oh, and look at those wheelies. Gotta love it. Oh, that's why. I still have it in 4-wheel drive. But this actually drifts quite well considering it's such a big vehicle. And it's very top heavy. But it does like to slide. Which is kind of neat. Take it off the jump in a little bit. But I always like to enjoy the view over here. You can see, get to see the whole map, which you don't get to do on many other maps. If you listen closely, you can hear what I believe are coyotes in the background. We got a little map of the Utah National Park. I'm not I can't really read this because it's too pixelated, but assuming it's telling us about all the different trails. Now, in the last stream, if there was anybody watching, may have noticed that I put a snorkel on our vehicle. Now, the only water comes from this river right here. So, I was thinking, why not play around in the river using the snorkel? Because this is the perfect vehicle to do it in. Apparently, only in first gear though. Since we are in the water, it's keeping the engine nice and cool. But it is a bit slow, so I think we'll go on the road alongside the river. That way we can keep the speed up. And if my memory serves correct, I do believe the road crosses the river at 1 or 2 points, so we'll still be able to get that snorkel. Snorkel will still be useful. Right up here. Full send. Right across. No difficulties. Now this truck isn't really meant to go too fast, because it is terribly underpowered. But it handles the speed and the bumps at speed quite nicely. It has very good handling too. even though it is a very big vehicle. What would you call this? This is a truck. Cause you can have a bed. I went for the enclosed bed though, because wouldn't if you were driving around in the desert, I doubt you'd want to be in the bed of a pickup truck. So I feel like this suits the desert a little bit more. And it's carrying some decent speed, even though we are off-road. And it can handle the speed quite well as well. Ooh. I bent the wheel. Bend the wheel on that rock back there. Still handling very well. I don't even have to turn for this corner. Because of how much the car is pulling. It's pulling to the left really hard. At this point, I'm going to keep the throttle pinned. We'll see how far we can go before we crash. I mean, it saved it, so I don't know if it counts as a crash or not. So we will keep going. I can still drive it. I believe we get thrown out onto the road right about here. And I know this is an off-road vehicle, but I think we should test the on-road performance too. Because after all, you will have to take it on the road sometime too. So we'll inflate the tires. So we can have better grip on the road. We'll throw it in rear-wheel drive. Should keep the rear diff locked. Actually, 1 second. Great idea here. Let's see. We'll check the off-road capabilities a little bit more. I think the fact that the pipes are there has something to do with the fact that it's not driving too well. They kind of have them latched on there. So, oh, I think we'll press the off button. Do we still have the tires inflated? No, we don't. It's the only problem with this. Every time you reset the vehicle, you have to re-inflate the tires to how you want them. So I'm going to try not to wreck it right away. But I would like to test the on-road performance, because eventually you're going to have to go on the pavement. You have a license plate, so it's registered for the road. And you could probably get pulled over if you wanted to, because it's going 72 down Side road. I believe the speed limit on here is only 50. That's for gas. Oh, 60. Alright. Oh, I reset the vehicle. I don't know what happened there. Well, I don't know what happened there. I must have bumped something. But we'll start right here. We're going to reinflate the tires one last time for that good old road performance. I think that'll be enough. Never actually checked out the inside of this all too much. This is very cool how all this works. But I think it's time for a little bit of a top speed test. I believe it only tops out at 72, which is what we were doing down that road. What is the speed limit? Speed limit is 80. Trucks must use the right lane. Now, I know that means semi-trucks, not pickup trucks, but I don't believe that this can hit 80. In fact, it does only top out at 72 miles an hour. So I feel like the right lane is... This qualifies as a truck, or a semi-truck, because it is quite big. 73 down the hill, and that's it. I forgot we do have ABS in this, which definitely helps slow it down. But just to compare, we'll get in a stock Gravel T series as well. There is definitely... It's definitely a size difference. And in comparison, this Dembeco looks and feels very small. But once again, let's do a little top speed test. Just to see if the semi-trucks even fit. If the semi-trucks would need to use that right lane. I don't know if we'll do it going up the hill, but 80 miles an hour is the speed limit, so 80 miles an hour is our goal. And it is faster than the Dembeco. I do believe it will hit 80 miles an hour. So that might be a bit flawed BeamNG logic, because the semi-truck can go faster than regular traffic, yet is limited to its own lane. I don't know. But either way, this Dembeco is a very fun vehicle to drive around in. It's different from the high performance cars that we're used to driving in video games. Like that Sunburst that I was driving earlier. It's a high performance rally car. Yet, I almost prefer to drive the Stambecco. Because it's a lot more simplistic. I definitely took the wrong path. But it doesn't even really matter because of how tough this truck is. I say that. Don't... If you are looking into owning one of these, I don't think you can buy these in real life. But maybe in the campaign, which I think is what we'll check out in the next episode. Don't go driving it off cliffs, because that would hurt. And the vehicle doesn't do too well. But it can still drive, which is pretty impressive. This is very impressive, actually. It isn't the best at making turns, though. Which I feel like that makes sense, because we are missing a wheel. I think the only thing that really slows this car down, and what prevents it from being a truly great vehicle, is that air-cooled engine. Unless you're driving in the diesel, unless you have a diesel engine installed, you're going to be overheating a lot, which isn't ideal, especially for an off-road vehicle, where sometimes you do kind of have to redline it. So before I end the stream today, I want to test this out with the diesel engine, just to see how different it truly is. It is also a much larger engine. By much larger, I mean 0.2 liters. But that does make a big difference in the long run. Is a diesel, so we're going to need to swap over to a diesel fuel tank. I'll get the car running again. And now we're going to max out the engine. We're going to give it as much performance and as much durability as possible. Apparently, that's a little more difficult than I thought it was going to be. Going to use the race oil pan. We've been having a lot of oil trouble with this vehicle. And we can throw in a high performance radiator, which will keep this thing extra cool. We have the diesel 5-speed manual. And all that other good stuff. Let's see if this is even any faster. It feels quite a bit faster already. I feel like if we put it in 4-wheel drive, we can probably pull another wheelie. Fairly nice wheelie too. I'm going to take the 4-wheel drive off though. Ah, see, this is faster. We did also have options for more performance parts, because this is what they have in the race version of this truck. This is quite a bit faster. This engine is meant to go in the 6x6, which are all of the diesel models. So the higher horsepower paired with the lighter body makes it quite fast. The handling doesn't seem to be the greatest, though, because there's definitely some extra weight from the engine. And we are on off-road tires, so it seems fair. But as promised, we're going to end off the live stream by chucking this thing off the ramp. I believe this live stream was a bit shorter than the last one, but not as many people have shown up, so might as well just send it. We'll try sending it again. Ooh. All things considered, this did pretty darn well. In fact, I think we could drive it off there again if we wanted to. That roll cage really saved us. So I think that's what we'll do. We'll throw it off the cliff until we can't throw it off the cliff anymore. Till it can't drive. Oh. There we go. Think that's what'll kill it off? Maybe. Still has some go in it. This will be the last time. We'll do three jumps maximum. I don't think it can make it to the ramp. So what we'll do, we'll just throw it right over here. Oh, that wasn't what I was hoping for. Right here. Landed in a tree last time. Again, that roll cage is truly remarkable. So we're gonna break it. We will break this roll cage. And I feel like this high of a drop will do it. That finally killed off the engine. And I think that one more drop onto the cement will really get this thing. Just to make sure it's dead. That is one messed up truck. You can see there's a bit of a difference, and that is a massive wheelie. Can survive a couple 1,000 feet, a couple 100-foot drops in a row. Second you take too tight of a turn, it rolls over and the glass breaks. I think I already broke something on this already, because it's not turning. It's not turning to the right like it's supposed to. Oh, this is a neat little party trick. I want to see if I can get that down more properly. Alright, like this. That's too funny. Probably put some copyrighted music over that. Alright, now I just want it to get upright. There we go. And even after that, all that's damaged is two windows. And a bit of the roll cage is bent up a tiny little bit. And we destroyed the snorkel. And I think we have just enough time to maybe think of some ideas for the next stream. I did mention that there was the new highway expansion. It's not technically part of the game. And then there was also the quote-unquote drag strip at the dockyards, the docks area. Refinery, I think that's what it was. So, I think we should build a streetcar specifically for that. And since we already did Autobello, it's an Italian brand. I think we'll say no Italian cars. None of whatever that is. Poland is just the Wydra. And I don't think we're going to build a Wydra anytime soon. We've messed around in the Errata and the Sunburst, so we won't use either of those. Not going to use the T series or the D series either, because we've driven those around. I feel like a car that gets underappreciated is the Wendover. So I think that's what we'll use. Do already have a build for it that I made a while ago. But I think we will start with the base 3300 automatic. This is one of my favorite cars in the game because of this crazy dashboard. It's super futuristic and really like over the top. And you can want it. There's fuel consumption too. It tells you your miles per gallon. That's super cool. It's not super cool when you crash it, but it also handles fairly well in the base version, even though it is a front-wheel drive car. So, I think this will be the perfect street build. And like we did last night, we're going to keep the cosmetics, or like the paints and the paint jobs, the liveries, all that. Keep that for last. I think a black interior. Black or red? I think I like the way the black looks, so we'll leave it like that. We will throw on anti-lock brakes because we saw with the Stembecco they are very useful. Front bumper support. We're gonna need a front bumper. Fender flares. We can do rear fender flares, or we can do the custom ones. Rear ones, they don't really seem too special. Custom ones, those are aggressive. That feels like something that you'd use for a street build. I do, however, want to swap this. I want to convert it to all-wheel drive, because then it'll be quicker. Corner panel, we don't want any of that. We want this to be as sleek as possible. Radiator. Ooh, ultra high performance. Some of these street cars that you find driving around are insane. We will have a roll cage, because we gotta be safe. And if you're gonna be an idiot and drive all crazy on the road, might as well be safe while doing it. We'll have an interior fuel cell. I think that means we don't need the all-wheel drive fuel tank, which will help us save weight. It does. Passenger seat, we'll give it race seat as well. Side skirts. This is where you can get into some really crazy customization. We do have the wide body in the rear. I think we'll go with the wide body side skirts as well. It's not my favorite looking thing in the world, but we should be able to make it work. Don't want any spotlights, and I don't think I want any trim either. Like I said, we want to keep it clean. We definitely don't need a tow hitch. Front bumper. We're gonna go wide body. It's a street car. You gotta make it aggressive. You gotta make it cool. Splitter. Let's see what we can put on this. That's a bit too much. That's just silly. The fog lights. We'll keep the fog lights. Rear bumper. Also going to throw a wide body rear bumper on there as well. Not my favorite looking, and we do need to get rid of that rear bumper support, which is surprising. That's kind of just thrown on there. What about the front bumper support? We definitely still need that though. Alright. Wide body rear bumper. License plate, mud flaps, we won't need those. The dashboard. Let's go on the interior for this. Automatic. I do like the manuals, but I think we're gonna go for a sequential transmission, because they're quite a bit faster. Climate control, you're still gonna drive this around. Gauge cluster, leave that. Shift light. I've heard that the multi-shift lights are better than the singles, just because they give you a bit more information. throw on some random steering wheel. Now for the doors. It's only one door. We'll leave the door panels in because we do want to daily drive this. So we don't want to take out too much. We'll come back to the engine. LED light bar. What's that? I don't think that would be very practical. Try the facelift version. Oh, we gotta keep the pop-up headlights. I don't know if that would be considered a pop-up headlight, but that is incredible, and I didn't know that you could do that. And I really do like the way those look. Onto the rear. We'll check out the facelift version just to see if we like that a little bit better. And I feel like I do like that a little bit better. It looks more futuristic, which means that the kids will like it. Front left fender. We do have the wide body on, so fender flare custom. There we go. Matches the rear now. We don't want any mud flaps. However, could use a different hood. Facelift hood goes flush with the rest of it, so we'll leave it like that. Hood jaw. What is this? Oh, that's for the Gambler 500. That's what that is. Hood lights, I think will be good. Hood bolts, I think will be good as well. Driver seat, passenger seat, we don't need to do anything to that. Suspension. Skid plates are quite useful, and I am going to put one on there. Wish I had a skid plate on my truck. That's for different reasons. And now, we are taking this racing, the street racing. So we'll throw on the V8 sport struts, because it's not full racing, so we don't need to worry too much about being the fastest around corners, because we're mostly going to be driving in straight lines. Front disc brakes, though, we will go race disc brakes. You can never be too cheap on your brakes. Along with the brake pads, you want those to stop you as quickly as possible, even if you go through them like once a month. We'll get some quick ratio steering if you do decide to do some actual street racing. We'll put in power steering as well. Power steering makes a world of a difference. And let's see if we can get some we can get some real tiny race tires on there if we wanted to, but those look ridiculous. So I think what we will do are these vertigo front wheels. Those look pretty cool. What are the radials? See, those seem too thin. I want them to be a lot thicker. So, Alder Dragger front wheels. These are some good tires. I could put straight up drag tires on here if I wanted to. But I think I'm going to put on some sport tires instead. Just to keep it a little bit more low-key. We don't want everybody knowing that we've got a serious race car. Rear differential. We'll throw on a race limited slip because we're going to be dealing with a lot of power. I'll throw on the sport everything. Except for the brakes. The brakes are always going to be race brakes. Because you can never stop quick enough. Rear transverse leaf springs. Never seen that before. This is a very unique car. Like, I've never seen a leaf spring go across the whole rear of the car. That's actually quite interesting. Wish I could, like, edit the live stream for you guys live and make this just a whole time lapse, but I can't really do that. So, your final drive. I think we'll leave the final drives the way they are. However, we are going to throw on those Alder Dragger wheels. We'll throw on the sports. A little bit better grip. Then we can close down these tabs, and then for the trunk, it's quite a large trunk actually. This is a really nice car. Spoiler. Yeah, let's throw on a spoiler. Would match the wide body, hopefully. There we go. Trunk accessory. And then you can throw on another wing if you wanted to. But I think that fenders are a bit much. So I'm going to throw on the normal fender flares. Those match the wide body a lot nicer. And the colors aren't clashing. So I think we'll throw on that. And then it'll look more like a sleeper build too. Now the last thing before we go to tuning. You can replace this pathetic but very reliable 3.3 liter V6 for 4.4 liter V8, which not only makes this car sound incredible, maybe not yet. Once we do the exhaust, it'll be a bit better. Wait a minute. I think I just noticed something. Oh. I didn't know the hood did that. But also, the engine is mounted sideways, which is really cool. This whole car is so cool. I feel like I should show this car more love. Nitrous. We will put in nitrous because it's a street car. You're going to be racing, you're going to want nitrous. Stock long block. I know it might be not as reliable as having some of the other long blocks. A less performance, I forgot the word. If it's less performance oriented, then it'll be more reliable, but it won't make as much horsepower. We do have some ultra heavy duty engine mounts that we can put on that'll keep the engine from exploding right away. Car still kind of sounds like crap. That's what the Stage 3 supercharger is for. Because why not? Stock oil pan. Gotta have the race oil pan. It helps circulate the oil flow better, which makes the engine run better. It's a good investment, and it takes 5 seconds of your time. 10-pound, can't really adjust that. We can put in an adjustable shot size. That, I guarantee you, will end up causing this entire car to explode. We will test out sport exhaust. We will also test out the race exhaust. Doesn't really sound any different. Also just realized the brakes are clipping through the rims. That's why. It's the muffler. We'll go with a custom muffler, which I think will move the exhaust pipe out of the way as well. There we go. Still kind of sounds the same, but it's alright. We do have a sequential transmission inside the car, so we'll copy that to the actual transmission. Ultralight flywheel. We do want a race all-wheel drive transfer case. That's what's going to make us really go. Also, car wouldn't really work too well if we didn't. Limited slip front diff. Help us get as much traction as possible. I'm not going to mess with the transfer case and drive shafts and all that, whatever it's called. This is our finished build. But now we can throw on some paint designs. We can throw in an alder livery. That's the tires that we have, so maybe this will be... What color should we make the car blue? It's cool, but it doesn't really have the sort of almost sleeper build that we're going for. It's too flashy. You wouldn't want to drive around in that. Bean beer, you could have a pace car. Old paint, that's always a good one. I think I might go for the two-tone, however. Because, depending, yeah, it looks like a grandpa's car. If you have the cream, oh, the butterscotch, sorry, and then the white, looks like a grandpa car. We, of course, know it's not a grandpa car. Now what we can do is we can get those wheels to have a little bit better fitment, because that is quite horrible. That is too much. That sticks out way too much. Looks like one of those annoying trucks. There we go, that's better. we'll try 3 millimeters in the front and see what that does. I think we got that perfect again. I'm not gonna mess with any of the gear ratios. I think that's good. I will drop the cut time, and I will raise the RPM a little bit. Go. I think that is it. We will apply. Ooh, it is torquey and very, very powerful. This would be terrifying to drive. I don't want to spoil too much of this car. But I can tell that this is already a blast to drive. The brakes aren't the best though. And I love how when you really slam on the brakes, the whole car kind of just jumps forward. Alright. I think that's going to be the end of the stream for tonight. If you did stop by, I really appreciate it. Thank you for your time. Tomorrow we will take this Solead Wendover, or whatever it's called. I think it's the Wendover. We will take us to the dock area, the refinery. I don't know if I'll be able to race it in that specific area against some other cars, but maybe we can take it to the drag strip too. Hopefully that'll be fun. Thank you for stopping by. Appreciate it. And I will see you all in the next one.